Classic, and we have the Clemson arrival press conference. And we'll start with Coach. Coach, the Tigers arrived last night. We noticed a lot of your student athletes are wearing cowboy hats. Looks like they're getting into that spirit of Texas.
Yeah, we're excited to be here. We really are. I mean, it was a long day yesterday, but we actually got everybody back, had a little practice at Clemson, some meetings, and then I had a great trip out. And guys were in great spirits. I think all the specialists wore their Christmas suits, and we had several guys wear their hats, and then it was pretty fitting because last night they were able to, I think all the staff ended up getting boots or whatever. So we're happy to be here. It's an amazing hotel that we're staying at over at the Hilton Anatole. And just all the Cotton Bowl folks, I mean, this is a bowl I've always wanted to be a part of for a long time. So to actually have the opportunity to experience it firsthand and for our players to get such a wonderful experience. These guys have been in, Orange Bowls, Fiesta Bowls, Sugar Bowls, national championships. They've had some amazing experiences. And these two in particular, because they're both fifth-year seniors, were also in the Russell Bowl. So they've had some great experiences, but this is going to be amazing. I mean, just this press conference. I mean, usually we show up to practice and we just gather up outside a fence or something, but everything's bigger in Texas, I guess. So here we go. But we're excited. I can't wait to get out on the field and check this place out.
Coach, on your left.
Dabo, is everybody on the roster here present and accounted for, academically eligible, otherwise?
Yeah, yes, everybody is here. We've got we do have an issue that we're dealing with, and I think that the best thing is to just be transparent in that. This time of year they obviously do. I mean, we test all year long, but on Thursday, Dan Radakovich was notified by the NCAA. We had 3 guys that there was an issue with their drug testing. And so been dealing with that since Thursday. Just I think that the biggest thing is to make sure that, everybody understands. Because I've had guys fail drug tests before. And usually when you say a guy fails a drug test, people write their own stories and they have their own innuendos and their own narratives and those type of things. And a lot of times those things are accurate. But in this case, I think it's important, very important, that the message is accurate and that the truth is told, because these are 3 great young men, 3 great young men that I believe in and that I know without a doubt have not intentionally done anything to jeopardize their opportunity or this team. And I want to make that real clear. And before I even give you their names, because I know that's the story. But the letter that came from the NCAA said that these 3 young men had a slither, a trace of some substance called ostarine. I have no idea what ostarine is. Ostarine, but I have become almost an expert in it in the last 3 days. There's plenty of stuff y'all can look at, but I would be willing to bet that there's a likelihood that if they tested all of us right now, we might all, or some of us in here, have something in our system that we have no idea how it got there. A slither, a trace, a fraction, all right? This particular substance can come from anything. And these 3 players have no clue. In fact, they thought it was a joke when I called them. They have no clue how this has gotten in their system. It could come from hair products. It could come from a cream. It could come from protein. It could come from a product that you order or buy online that you think is nothing wrong with it. It could be anything. Literally, it could be a drink, something in a drink. It literally could be anything, as I have come to learn. And in fact, I think there's been, 40 or so athletes over the past year or so that have had to deal with the same exact thing. And several have later come back to be vindicated. They had no idea. And then they found out where it came from. And so that's what we're in the process of doing. We're going to do everything we can to figure out if it is in the system. Heck, I don't know. You know, I mean, who's to say that it is there? I mean, that's what we're being told, but you know, they're all will have legal representation, and there will be a process to go through to find out. But where we are right now is we've got the 3 letters, and they have the this trace, and so the next step is there's a B sample, and the B sample, they will test that. And we probably won't know till Wednesday or Thursday on that, so we're just kind of at the mercy of the process. And then there's an appeal after that, but that doesn't really help with this game. Maybe it helps for next week or, you know, next year or whatever. But that's what we're dealing with right now. But I want to be very clear that these guys, this is not street drugs. This is nothing like that. And but the players are Braden Galloway, Zach Giella, and Dexter Lawrence. And so obviously Dexter is a starter and a very, very significant player on our team. But so even though Zach hasn't played as much and Braden is a freshman, they're still missing out on an opportunity that they have worked extremely hard for. And again, I don't know how, if it even is in their system, how it got there, but I do know that these 3 young men have not intentionally done anything. And there's, again, plenty of precedent where the same thing has happened across the country with other people. So, you know, there's a process in place, and we'll work through that. But from a team standpoint, we have to get our team ready to play football. We got to get our team ready to play our best 4 quarters of the season. That's our goal. And so we have to prepare as if it's an injury and get the next guy ready. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So, you know, I think it's just best, again, just to be transparent and honest, because I don't want there to be any speculation at all on what we're dealing with. That's exactly what we're dealing with. And I don't really know what else I can say about it other than I love all 3 of these guys. They're 3 special young people. And, again, I know they've not intentionally done anything. And and again, this is a hair of a trace of whatever this substance is. And so we'll deal with it accordingly, hope for the best, hope that the B sample will come back and they'll be cleared to play. But if not, we treat it as an injury. We got to get ready to move forward, and our goal has not changed, just to play the best 4 quarters of the season.
On the right.
Chuck Carlton, Dallas Morning News. Just to be clear so we understand that, are you expecting to get some clarity on the B sample before the Cotton
Game?
Bowl?
Yes.
And,
probably Wednesday or Thursday.
And then I know something you've discussed about at length during the course of the season. I don't want to belabor it, but both teams made quarterback switches, and
yes.
both teams made the playoffs. In your case, you had a veteran starter coming back. How difficult was that decision, and what were the factors that played into it in your mind?
Yeah, it was a very difficult decision for sure, because, you know, you've got a guy that has won for you and all that, but at the same time, you know, your team changes every year. And at the end of the day, my job is to play the best guys. And, you know, after 4 games, we felt like Trevor deserved the opportunity to start the next game. I didn't know where it would go from there, but our quarterback decided that he wanted to move on, and so that changed the dynamics for our team. But really just performance, really nothing more than that, just how he had played after 4 games, and in particular the game in Georgia Tech that we had just witnessed, because it was close going into the season. And then after 4 games, we just felt like that he deserved the opportunity to run out there first. And it's not that you know, Kelly would not have played. He would have definitely played and may have ended up going back. Who knows? But that's just where we were at that time. And so really nothing more than that went into the decision.
Coach on your left.
Yeah, Coach, I spoke with Charlie Waters, played at Clemson,
Yeah.
played here, and also played for Coach Stallings
Yep.
here. And he said that you remind him a lot of Coach Stallings, given your admiration for Coach Stallings, what did it mean to hear someone say that about you?
Well, that's kind of surreal for me to just even hear you say that because my 7 years with Coach Stallings, and y'all heard me tell Stallings stories a lot, but his favorite all-time player was Charlie Waters. He used to talk about Charlie Waters all the time. I didn't have a clue who Charlie – I mean, I knew Charlie Waters when he was a Cowboy, but I didn't really know much more about Charlie Waters than that, other than Coach Stallings every year would talk about Charlie Waters, brother. Hey, he couldn't run. He couldn't do that. I tried to cut him every year. Couldn't cut Charlie Waters because he was smarter than everybody else. He played faster than everybody else. He saw it. He anticipated. And he would brag on Charlie Waters and his knowledge as a player. And I didn't know until I got to Clemson that Charlie Waters came from Clemson. So really kind of neat. And I've had a chance to meet him once or twice. So really special. That's another great thing for me personally that we're here in Dallas is I know Coach Stallings will be able to come and be at the game and hopefully maybe can make it to practice. He's just down the road there in Paris. So that's kind of neat too. Coach Stallings' grandson's with us, and it was actually in the Cotton Bowl that Coach Stallings, his Texas A&M team, beat Alabama and Coach Bryant, early in his career. So it's pretty neat to be in this bowl.
Thank you, Coach. We appreciate you spending time with us, and we'll let you head out to practice, and we'll see you later this week.
All right, thank you. Okay.